Now I'm going to show you another example of dividing decimals with remainders. I have the problem 41.32 divided by 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that 6 on the outside of the box. I'm going to put the 41.32 on the inside. First thing that I want to do, I need to bring up that decimal and put it on top of the box. So remember, the decimal goes up, but it doesn't go down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide like normal, pretending that the decimal is not here. So I'm going to say, how many times can 6 go into 4? 0 times. 6 times 0 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4. I'm going to bring down my 1. How many times can 6 go into 41? 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. I'm going to subtract. It's going to turn into a 3. This will turn into 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. I'm going to pretend like that decimal is not there. I'm just going to bring down my 3. How many times can 6 go into 53? It can go into 53 8 times. 6 times 8 is 48. 53 minus 48, I need to borrow from this 5. I get 13 minus 8 is 5. Now I'm going to bring down the 2. 6 can go into 52 8 times. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract, I will get 4. Now remember, we cannot just write remainder 4. We need to add a 0 here. I can only add a 0 there if I have a decimal. I can add the 0 because it's not worth anything. It doesn't change the value of my original 41.32. This doesn't have any value. But we can use it to continue to have numbers up here. Now I already have 2 numbers past the decimal up here, so I really only need 1 more. So I put that 0 there, I bring the 0 down. 6 can go into 40. I'm going to extend my box. 6 can go into 46 times. 6 times 6 is 36. 40 minus 36 would be 4. And now I have 3 numbers past my decimal. So I don't need to do anything else with that 4. I can just leave it alone. And I know that might feel weird to do that, but it's done, because otherwise I'd add another 0. And I mean, you can add another 0 and you can keep going, but every single time you're going to notice it's going to turn into a 40. So then we're going to do 6 can go into 40 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. When I subtract, I get 4. Add another 0, bring it down, I get 40. 6 can go into 40 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. That's going to be 4. I could add another 0, bring it down again. 6 can go into 40 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. And what you're going to notice is I could keep doing this forever. Just by the nature of this, this is going to go on forever. It's never going to stop. There's never going to be a point where I don't bring down the 0 and get 40 and then can divide it into 6 times. This 6 goes on into infinity. So that's why you can stop dividing after you get to 3 decimal points. I didn't need to do all this. This was just extra work just to show you why we stop. Because like I said, you'll just go on forever and we don't need to do that. So I'm going to stop at 6. Sometimes people will round this number. So sometimes they'll turn, since this right here, this number is 6, sometimes they'll round to the nearest thousandth, and this would turn into a 7 because that 6 is higher than 5. I'm not going to make you do that right now, but some of the worksheets that I have for you, the answer sheet will say that it's rounded, but I personally right now don't care if you round it or not. When you get older, your teachers are going to expect you to be able to round it, but right now it's not required of you to round. So what the answer is 6.886. So I'm going to write 6.886. And that is my final answer. Yay.